TV Guide salute to John F. Kennedy Jr., whose tragic and sudden death in a plane crash 10 years ago shocked the world. Now, for the most part, John grew up in New York City, and he returned to Manhattan after graduating from Brown University. But while his social calendar was full, professionally, he struggled to find himself. In 1983, John returned to the Big Apple with a degree from Brown University. He soon pursued a number of charitable causes and made a trip to India, where he met Mother Teresa and taught English to impoverished children.
He tried to uphold the family name, uphold the family honor, uphold the tradition of public service.
After 3 years of non-profiteering, John enrolled in NYU Law School.
John went to law school primarily because his mother wanted him to go to law school. He, was really half-hearted about going into law. He didn't like it. He didn't like the detailed work.
John was also growing more comfortable in the public eye. During his third year of law school, he spoke at the Democratic National Convention.
Over a quarter century ago, my father stood before you to accept the nomination for the presidency of the United States.
After graduating from law school, it was time for John to take the all-important boards, an exam that would allow him to practice law in the state of New York. The routine test, like everything in John's life, fell under the media's microscope.
When John failed the bar exam, the press took great glee in printing the headline, "The Hunk Flunks."
I'll be back there in July, and I'll pass it then, or I'll pass it the next time, or I'll pass it when I'm 95.
Luckily for the young hunk, John finally passed his bar exam on his third attempt in 1989. With the critical headlines behind him, he went on to work as an assistant district attorney in Manhattan. He led a total of 6 trials and won convictions in all. But despite his success as a litigator, his heart wasn't in it. It was time for a career change.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet George.
In 1995, John decided he was going to bring together the world of celebrity and entertainment with the world of politics. These were 2 areas he knew intimately, and he'd bring them together in a magazine called George.
I don't think that I've seen as many of you in one place since they announced the results of my first bar exam, so it's nice to see you all again.
Unlike his law career, John poured his heart into making George succeed.
He was intimately and personally involved in the responsibilities of making the magazine as good as it could be. What it showed was his leadership potential. He tried to be a leader, and I think in many important ways he was a leader, but a quiet leader.
But the shift into the magazine world wasn't the only big change in John's life. On a personal front, he soon found his soulmate. Well, we'll have a lot more inside information on John and Carolyn's tempestuous romance when we come back. Plus, we'll hear from John's friends in Hollywood about the man they knew and loved.
I just wish he could have lived to see where we are today.